sports news. And please, if you haven't yet, like, subscribe, comment, share, you know, would be much appreciated. And welcome back. Hope everyone had a splendid weekend. Now, without further ado, let's get started. I'm just going to touch on a little more than a few things today. Have a little longer show, but not too much longer. I don't want to bore you all, keep you all here away from whatever you were doing, so it'll be a quick one today. Um, First topic, trouble in paradise in Highbury at Emirates Stadium in London at a club called Arsenal. Is there? Well, they are in first place. I'll give them that. I believe they're 7 points clear of Man City. Now, here's the issue. Their big money signing from Sporting, who goes by the name of Victor Gyökeres. In the Premier League this season, he has played 20 matches. He scored 5 goals, 0 assists. EFL Cup, 2 matches, 1 goal, 1 assist. I still can't believe we let him score. Still angry. But that's besides the point. UEFA Champions League, 4 matches, 2 goals, 0 assists. Trouble in paradise? This is your striker, Arsenal? This is whom you expect to lead your line for the next years? Even if you win the Premier League this season, let's say you win the Premier League, Gyökeres has 10 goals. Are you satisfied with that? You really think that's sustainable to continue winning in this league? Just a food for thought. Let's look at your best player, shall we? Bukayo Saka. 20 games in the Premier League, 4 goals, 4 assists. 4 matches in the AFL Cup, 1 goal. I'm not sure. I did not bring the Champions League stats, but either way, Champions League is just an extra stat. That's besides the point. The main point is the Premier League. That is what you want to win. You want to be contenders consistently. Now, if the Liverpools, if the Man Cities, even the Chelseas, if they weren't going through their deep issues, most likely with defense, I don't think you would be in the lead at this point. But they are. So I digress. Yes, Arsenal, you have the best defense in the league. Yes, Arsenal, you guys are in first place. But do you really think with your 2 goal scorers that they're supposed to be your goal scorers, right? If I'm not mistaken, Saka is one of the best players in the Premier League, which he is. And Victor Gyökeres is one of the best strikers in the world. I don't think he is. Not with these stats. I don't think he is. Just a food for thought. Is there trouble in paradise? I say yes. I absolutely think there is trouble in paradise. This is not sustainable. But the league's not over yet. just a little under 20 games left, about 18 matches left. So there is time to turn this ship around, but the way this ship is going, it's barely floating because if Man City and Aston Villa took care of business this weekend, now they're back within 4 points. Now they're back within 3 points. Now they're only a game behind. Okay, Arsenal, you had a chance to make it 9 points, even 12 points. You failed to score once again. So there is trouble. The ship is teetering. There are scratches on the boat. There may not be a hole on the boat yet, but there are scratches. And the more scratches that keep coming, soon you're going to see a little tiny hole, little tiny leaks. Just saying, Arsenal fans. Just observing and commenting. Our next topic has to be Mr. Liam Rosignor taking over as head coach of Chelsea Football Club. So I don't really have much to say about him as a coach, as far as like tactician and as far as like results, because you know me, I'm results based. He's only been coaching for 2 games now. So we won our first game that he coached on, sorry, 3 games now. We won our first game that he coached under us resoundingly. We lost our second match against Arsenal, which they want to brag about it, acting like they're our daddies, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Your Champions League is playing against us. I understand. Your Champions League title, your only cup is the Chelsea Cup. I get it. And then against Brentford at home, which we looked pretty good. Of course, we still had some bend but don't break moments in defense, but Sanchez really stepped up over the weekend and kept our clean sheet for it. That clean sheet was because of Sanchez. I don't care what anybody says. It was not because we defended so vibrantly. It was because of Sanchez. I mean, he is playing himself into like one of the best keepers in Europe, in the world, I should say. So I got to give it up to Sanchez. Got to give it up to Garnacho. He's had very, very good games so far under Liam. How Pedro, keep doing what you're doing, man. And to going back to the first topic, didn't Chelsea spend less on how Pedro, and how Pedro was a less proven commodity than Victor Gyökeres? Sorry, I digress. And he still has more goals than Gyökeres in the Premier League. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to bring it up. I digress. Anyways, how Pedro keeps scoring, keep doing what you do. Enzo Fernandez, congratulations on your 50th goal / assist for Chelsea Football Club. Ever since you came, you've been amazing. Except maybe like for a little bit in Maresca's first season, you had a rough stretch there, but you played yourself back into the starting lineup like I knew you would, obviously. And you've been amazing ever since, and you keep scoring and assisting. But yeah, I normally give new coaches 5 to 10 game period to fully judge how they handle adversity, how they handle success. When you win, what does your next game look like? When you lose, what does your next game look like? So I can't quite pinpoint my opinion on Liam Rosignor yet. But I'm glad we were able to get a coach that quickly, at least. I said the reason why it took so long is because Liam is hesitant, but apparently I was wrong. You think I don't call it out when I'm wrong? I was wrong. Apparently, the management of Chelsea and Strasbourg, they were trying to figure out a smooth transition that would benefit Chelsea and not harm Strasbourg. So yeah, that was the news. But he always wanted the job. He always wanted to coach for Chelsea. I mean, who wouldn't want to coach for that? That look at that. Who wouldn't want that job? It's pressure, but pressure makes diamonds or breaks pipes, depending on how you look at it. So I'm glad he took the job, um, but I can't be. I'm glad that we have a coach that our management seems to think will be there for 5 years, but I'm not happy, not necessarily happy or sad because I'm still yet to see the results that he brings us. His the results in his game plan and game strategy will determine how I feel about him. But I will say this one thing that I've noticed right away: his substitutions, I like them. I like them. I really like them a lot. He seems like he plans his um his team sheet and his substitutions. So he knows which players are going to play a full 90. He knows which players won't play a full 90, and he makes substitutions at the right time, especially in that Brentford game. He made the perfect substitutions when he needed to, bringing off Tosin for Forfana, um and then yeah, bringing on Liam Delap, getting him some more game time under his feet. Um, yeah, I liked it overall. But like I said, there's still much more yet to be seen because I I always judge the coaches within 5 to 10 game period, depending on the coach. But for Liam, I might give him 10 games because man, there's so many games that, like, from the EFL Cup to the Premier League to the Champions League. So I might give him 10 games, but we'll see. Moving on, Michael Carrick starts his Manchester United career as a head coach with a bang. 2-0 against Manchester City. Should have been like 4, if you ask me. But what a performance from his players. What a response from his players. What a response from Mbuemo after that disappointing loss to Morocco in the AFCON quarterfinals. Very disappointed. But he came back, did his thing, scored the first goal. And then Patrick Dorgu scores the second goal, assisted by Mateus Cunha. So Manchester City, they may have had more possessions, but they did nothing with it. I think their only and probably best chance at goal was the young defender, whom was a nice save from the keeper. But besides that, Manchester City did nothing, created nothing. Haaland was subbed off, bad body language. It was Guardiola wasn't his lively self. It's like he knew what was about to happen. He just sat down the entire game on next to his other coaches and just staring into the cloud, staring around, looking around, not saying anything, no facial expression. Can't tell if he's happy or sad or angry. Good job, man. You. Good job. Nice setup from Michael Carrick, because that's the best way to play this Man City team and our teams like Arsenal, especially if you have the players that Michael Carrick has. That's the best way. And good job to see Kobe Mino back in the starting lineup where he should be. All hands go to Michael Carrick. Nice job. Nice job. That's how it should be. Kobe Mino should not be on that bench. I don't want to see Kobe Mino on the bench unless he's injured or he's resting. So, yeah, and he played a great game in the midfield. Great game in possession, out of possession. Did great. Nothing bad to say about Manchester United. Only thing I will say is Michael Carrick. You're not going to be able to play like this against every team. You can do it against Man City. You can do it against Arsenal. You can probably even do it against Chelsea. But you can't do this against every team. There's going to be days that you need to go out and attack and put pressure on that team. And I want to see, I really think that's what's going to define you if you want to stay as a head coach in Manchester United. What are you going to do against those mid-table teams? The Evertons, the Brentfords. What are you going to do? Are you still going to sit back and let them attack? Because that's not sustainable. It's just not. It's great against the big teams, but the mid-table teams and even the lower teams, the Leeds, the Burnleys, the Bournemouths, it's not going to work. So I want to see how you change up your tactics, how your tactics evolve depending on the team. But nice job on your first day. And my favorite subject of the day, the escaped con, the prisoner, phony Phil Foden returns back where he belongs in fraud watch jail. You heard me right. The last game that he had a goal or assist was December 14th last year. This is January 19th. It's been over a month since Phony Phil has had a goal or assist. And that was against Crystal Palace at, I believe, Selhurst Park. 6 games since he last scored or assisted for Manchester City in the Premier League. Did I not warn you all Manchester City fans? Phony Phil will be back. It's inevitable. This is what you get with Phony Phil. You can go 4 or 5 games hotter than fish grease. 7, 8 games, 0 goals, 1 assist. I told you this would happen. It's inevitable. It's like gravity. It's like oxygen. It's like winter and summer. Phony Phil's seat in his jail cell in Fraud Watch prison is always there for him. And he will always find his way back, even though he manages to escape sometimes, but he always consistently finds his way back on the Fraud Watch list, on the fraud list in fraud jail. You don't have to listen to me. Go and look at his last 6 games. Played 90 minutes in 4 of those 6 games. What did he do? What did he do on Saturday? Could barely tell he played. Could barely couldn't find him. Semenyo created more chances. Semenyo had a better first game than Phony Phil had in the 73 minutes he played against Man U. Go watch the highlights. Look at who consistently tries to create for Man City. Obviously Doku, which the Diogo Dalot got lucky because his challenge on Doku should have been a red card. But that's beside the point. It's about Phony Phil. Don't shoot the messenger now. You can look at his stats. That'll tell you all. And with our last topic of today, more drama from AFCON as Senegal wins it in extra time. So the story goes like this. I would argue it actually starts when Senegal scores a goal very late in the match, like in the 80th, in one of the 80th minutes, right? They score a goal from a corner kick, but it was disallowed because apparently the player fouled Hakimi, which I disagree with that because Hakimi put his hands on the player first, and the player wants to put his hands on Hakimi, and then Hakimi goes down. Ah, are you gonna call what Hakimi did to him a foul because he didn't go down, so it's not a foul? So that goal is disallowed, and then within a minute, Morocco gets a corner, and Brahim Diaz, sure, he gets pulled down. Sure, it's a penalty. But if you're going to call that a penalty, why disallow the other goal that it wasn't even a foul? I don't think it was a foul at all. Hakimi needs to hit the gym. If you're going to put your hands on someone, expect him to put his hands on you too. That's kind of how it works. And if you're going to fall down because you're physically inept to handle the return from the person that you put your hands on, then I don't think it should be a foul. So, in protest, the Senegalese players go into the locker room, and even their coach called them back to the locker room after the penalty was given. But Sadio Mane, the class act he is, managed to convince his teammates to come back onto the pitch and allow the penalty to be taken, which Brahim Diaz attempts a Panenka and is saved by Edouard Mendy. The game goes on. And to no surprise of mine, Senegal takes the league in extra time. The rest is history. Congratulations to you, Senegal. Congrats to you. You deserve to win that game. You created more chances, more clear-cut chances were created by you. So you deserve to win that game. Congrats to you. Congrats to Sadio Mane. Congrats to Nico Jackson. Nico, you will be back. Don't get too comfortable, Nico. Don't get too comfortable over there in Munich. Don't drink too much beer. Don't need too much bratwurst. All right? Don't get too comfortable, buddy. You'll be back. And with that being said, thank you so much for joining me on this day and this hour. Thank you. Because without you, I don't get to do this. I mean, why am I doing this? It's because of you. So if you're watching, please like, subscribe, share the video, comment. Thank you all. Peace.